there's that old shit alarm, who they claim to profess and love and want to marry and want to be in a relationship with. But for Mia, it's a pen pal situation. We talk on the phone and we text. When she can put aside her self imposed rules concerning the Amish Mafia. So, in other words, if she's with the Amish Mafia, she doesn't communicate unless, with me, unless they're gone, they're away from the vehicle or away from her, and she can sneak in a couple of texts or a phone call. I don't know how many times she's been on the phone talking to me. Oh, I got to go. The boss is coming. Yeah? Okay. Wow. She needs to be in rapt attention, rapt servitude, undivided attention anytime that man comes within her 10-foot personal bubble zone. Yep. This happens all the time. Oh, I gotta go. My grandson's calling. Oh, I gotta go. My daughter's calling. Oh, I gotta go. My doctor's calling. Nothing can go to voicemail, and she can continue the conversation with me. She'll interrupt me mid-sentence and hang up. Others are more important than Kenny. Let it go to voicemail. Call him back. She doesn't know how this works. She doesn't know how to have a good relationship. And it's not that I'm demanding or expecting total worship and reverence. You know, don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But when you've heard me say I'm like number 18 on the list of importance, that's a metaphorical statement. That's how I feel. Anybody else comes along looking for her attention, oh, you got to go. I got to deal with this. So, I've been noticing this. It does not make me happy. But I don't focus a lot on it because it's trivial, right? In essence, it's a trivial thing. But the big thing is, when she has time off, she's either spending that time off to recover or she's spending the time off to get her chores done on her house. So I told her, I said, I need somebody that's playing on Team Kenny. Why is that? Because right now is crunch time. In my world, which if you're claiming you want to join my world, you want to be a part of my world, you're going to have a sense of urgency just as much as I do. Because my success in my situation is directly going to impact you and your future with me. In other words, if we get through this little hailstorm that I'm going through now, the time will come when it will slow down and it will relax. And now there's more time for fun. Going fishing all day long, exploring different lakes around here, going mushroom hunting, working on this project, which is not a custom critical, oh my God, I got to get this done before winter kind of thing. The projects here are just more of a relaxed nature type project that it's something I want to accomplish for the lake house, for the finished polished image of the lake house. It's not something that has to be done. The turd? Different story. Camp? Different story. Has to be done. The reason? I gotta stop the hemorrhaging of money. Unnecessary expenditure for items I no longer need and I no longer use. Period. single guy, essentially, on a single guy income. Yeah. When I was living in that trailer for 5 years, 6 years, I was living paycheck to paycheck, barely scraping by. I'm in the same position now, only the expenditure has gotten more. How the hell is that happening? How am I able to pull it off? Yahweh's got my six. He's making it happen. So, all the glory to him. He wanted me to have this, obviously. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. Yep. But anyway, I'm getting down a rabbit hole. But it's a worthy rabbit hole. Never forget that. Give glory and credit where credit is due. So, the two panic situations in my world are finish the remodel at the trailer and offload the trailer. Clean up camp and sell camp. I need a teammate on my team that has the same sense of urgency and responsibility and desire to accomplish those goals as I do, knowing that if they're in a relationship with me and they're the candidate for my life partner, they will reap the rewards in the end as well. Mia doesn't get this. So I laid it right out. I said, you are not here. You're not making any effort to come here into my world, into my zone, and help me with the things I need to do to accomplish and grab the brass ring, essentially, which will benefit you in the end as well. That's when she unloaded. I have a house. You want me to get rid of my house, a major accomplishment that I've accomplished. It took me 8 years. I've been in Wisconsin 8 years, and I remodeled this house, and I built, turned this house from a shack into a blah blah blah. You want me to give up my job? You want me to give up everything and move up with you in the lake house? And I said, yeah, you're trading up. Well, it turns out the very woman who said to me, I think it might have been over a year ago, oh, I don't care about my house. It's just a house. A house is just a house unless it's a home with someone you love and you're special with. Okay. So you don't care about your house at that time, but now you want to hang on to your house tooth, claw, and nail because you accomplished something on your own in the form of remodeling it and being able to live in it and buy it. And you now have this job with the Amish Mafia. What it boils down to is she has made some major accomplishments on her own. So what she said was, you want to take away my sense of individuality and self-reliance. You want to, how do I describe this? You want to erase everything I've accomplished in the 8 years that I've been in Wisconsin. And you want me to come to you and be involved and live in your accomplishments. So it's like I'm taking away her trophy or something. She was awarded a trophy, she earned the trophy, and now along comes Kenny, and he wants to take away the trophy. I'm like, what? There's also a factor that she let slip a while back through discussions, that she wants to keep her house as a fallback place, so that if her and I didn't work out and she ran away as a quitter, which she has done multiple times, she had a place to go. She wasn't homeless out on the street. I can understand that logic. If you've accomplished, if it took her 8 years to purchase this house, remodel it, decorate it how she likes it, she doesn't want to give that up so that she has a place to go if the shit hits the fan with me. She has a fallback plan. I can understand that mentality. Now, I have never told her or imposed any rules. I've never said, if you come up and live with me at the lake house, you must sell your house. Never said that. She can keep the house. You know, she's going to be, you're not going to see this guy going down there, cutting her grass, fixing the board that's falling off the siding, patching the hole in the roof. You're not going to see me doing any of that, so that she has a security blanket she can run back to if she goes off the reservation and becomes unhinged and wants to run away from me. No. But she can keep the house. Yeah. It can be vacant. If she wants to rent it out as a landlord, she can do that. You're not going to see me going over and fixing sinks, leaky sinks, unclogging toilets, fixing electrical outlets that are burnt up. Nope. So the truth came out in the form of verbal diarrhea. You want to take away my sense of individuality. You want to take away my accomplishments. I says, no, you're going to be trading up by moving here. You would rather live in a 500 square foot bungalow in a armpit neighborhood surrounded by miscreants in a halfway house? And while I was talking to her on the phone, there was a domestic squabble going on across the street. I could hear him yelling. It's a shit show where she lives. I says, that brings you peace, tranquility, and zen, and not this? If I wanted to live in a $500,000 house, I would buy a $500,000 house. And in my head, because I didn't want to keep poking the bear, I was trying to do this gently. So I was keeping calm, rational. I wasn't getting animated, escalated. If I wanted to buy a $500,000 lake house, I would buy a $500,000. No, you won't. All your money's locked up in a trust fund. Somebody else tells you how you can spend your money, not you. Hashtag fact, hashtag truth, hashtag reality. She didn't want to hear that. She don't want to hear any talk like that she's basically a broke loser. She has saddled herself with a monetary monthly income that she cannot change. And she did it to prove to the world and her family, who were naysayers and told her, oh, you want to go move up to Wisconsin and live on your own? You'll never make it. No, you can't do it. There's no way. Oh, yeah? I'll show you. Boom. I only need $1,200 a month to live on. Blah, 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 blah. She's doing it to make a point. She's made her point. Now it's okay to move on and upgrade and move into the lake house with me, right? Nope. She doesn't want to give up her situation. She has, in the Amish Mafia, her job. She has elevated her job to the utmost importance above all else. Yep. She, due to her charm, her personality, her servitude, her dependability, her responsibility, her reliability, her professionalism, she has elevated herself in the Amish community as the top dog in the driver situation, the driver pool situation. She is the only one that gets to stay in the Amish homes and literally sit down at the dining table and share supper with the family. No English person gets that privilege. It's just, I call it the Amish Mafia for multiple reasons. That's one of them. It's like getting to sit down with the Godfather and all of the henchmen and have dinner. She's the only English person that has that privilege. I was telling Scrunchy last night about the grandmother of this particular sect of family, who is essentially the patriarch, right? The elders are the patriarchs. When they go down to Iowa, where this central sect of the family is located, she stays at the Amish house. She has her own room, and the grandmother, the patriarch, provides her with warm cookies by her bedside at night before going to bed and turns her bed down for her. That's unheard of. All the other drivers who work for their families, they are housed at a hotel in the nearby town. They're not even on the property. So Mia has breached the inner sanctum, and she is now a high-ranking member of the Amish Mafia. So in her head, she's puffing out her chest. That's a big chest to puff out. But she's like, I am important. She has a sense of importance. She belongs to something greater than herself. And she is basically worshiping at the altar of the Amish Mafia. And she does not want to leave that or ruin it or let them down. But me, she'll let me down every day of the week and every weekend. Number 18 or so on the list. So this has been eating at me like a cancer. In my current state of life, I need a teammate that's playing on Team Kenny and puts Kenny first. Understands the mission, even if it's something they don't want to do, like cleaning my trailer or cleaning this house while I'm working on a project, something I'm not good at and I don't want to do, and I should be working on a remodeling project, while they're doing what they're good at, utilizing their skills and abilities. I need somebody that realizes that, is selfless, and puts me first for a little while. Just until the hailstorm is over. Mia doesn't get it. Through the conversation we had, there was a couple of times where I told her straight out, I said, you're not understanding this situation at all. You're not understanding the urgency of it. When I would communicate to her and tell her, hey, I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm kind of freaking out right now. I'm having to go down to the trailer by myself and accomplish all these tasks by myself, and that's overwhelming for me right now. Crickets. Yep. No sympathy, no empathy. Well, I'd get words of encouragement. You'll get through this. Yeah, it'll happen. You'll make it happen. But no, nothing about, oh, I'll be there for you. I got your 6. Nope. So I basically told her, and then I started bringing other things into the situation. I started bringing compatibilities. I says, you and I essentially are not compatible. You don't have the same interests that I do, the same interests in hobbies and things. You have a distant, aloof attitude towards my interests. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you have something that you enjoy doing. Not, what? Oh, you want to go mushroom hunting? Let's go. Yeah, yeah. A walk in the woods, that'd be nice. Oh yeah, let's see if we can find some mushrooms. Or, oh, the fish are rolling on the lake. Oh, let's go out there. Let's go fishing. You know? Or, oh, you're on the home stretch as far as getting one of the Argos running. Here, let me come out to the shop and help you. Let's work on this together. Let's accomplish this challenge together. No enthusiasm for Kenny's world. But her world? Oh yeah. Grandma brought me cookies before bed. Um, oh yeah, they brought me. I went to this wedding and they brought me out 3 plates of food and yeah, I'm working next weekend. Yeah, we're going to Indiana. What? No consideration to what I might need if you're playing on Team Kenny or you profess to be. So I told her we're done. I'm like, this isn't working out for me. This isn't going to work out for me. And what happened was clinical textbook classic narcissistic behavior. I just got done talking for 5 minutes. Now, she didn't interrupt me. She let me talk. She wasn't responding. I'm like, are you still there? She goes, yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening. Um, so she let me say my piece. Shit's not lighting today. She let me say my piece. But then she followed textbook clinical narcissistic behavior and she turned it around and she gaslighted and she did projection and she made it my fault for feeling the way I was feeling. Mm-hmm. You want to take away my house. You want to take away my sense of independence. Uh, you're the bad person. Mm-hmm. And never once have I indicated that. You just want me to move up to the lake house and live in the lake house and be your housewife. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? You know, hell, that's easy street for you. You know, I said, if you want something to do to keep you occupied and give you a sense of importance in this world, we can find you a job up here that you can go work Monday through Friday like normal people and have the weekends off to spend with me having a relationship. Be available in the evenings when I come home from work to have a relationship instead of, oh, the boss just called and he needs me to go to Madison to pick up some furniture. Oh, it's going to be a late night. I'm not going to get back till about midnight. Oh, well, I was planning on making a nice dinner and, we go out in the boat for a while and go for a sunset cruise on the lake and maybe do a little fishing and then knock boots. Oh, no, no, I won't be getting back till midnight, 1 o'clock. Living by the seat of her pants, spur of the moment, adventures. That's what she craves. Not going to work. And as far as the hobbies and the interests go, no enthusiasm. She's a flatliner. So when I told her about these mushrooms that I found on the logs out here and I sent her pictures of them, that's nice. This is before I even mentioned to her that I was going to be giving them to Scrunchy. Before I even threw Scrunchy in the mix. I sent her pictures of the mushrooms and said, look what's growing on my log benches in my yard. Aren't they beautiful? That's nice. She didn't say, oh, what kind of species are those? Oh, they're beautiful. They look like they're on fire. Blah, 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 blah. Are they edible? Are you going to eat them? What do they taste like? No interest. Flatline. The time we were down here fishing on the dock when she first got introduced to the lake house, she caught a bass. About that long. Nice little bass right off the dock. I didn't even know it. I was standing there trying to light a cigar, or I was casting off towards the brush pile. I had my back to her. I turn around, and she's winching in this fish. No expression, no excitement, no verbiage. Oh, I got one. I got one. I think it's big. I think I got a big one. Here, help me out. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Had no idea she had a fish. I turn around. She's got the rod up in the air, and the fish is hanging off the end of the rod. That's a no-no. You don't do that. You'll break the rod. I'm like, oh, you got one. Oh, that's a nice one. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, can you get it off the hook? No enthusiasm. Dead inside. It's not what I'm looking for. If I'd have been out fishing and Mia would have got into Grandpa Northern out there, what would that have been? Crickets. I'm thinking that if Scrunch got into that, it's big. Oh, it's big. I need the net. Oh, help me. Oh, this is awesome. And she would have reveled in her accomplishment. And I would as well, because that's what I want. I want a life partner that gets excited about things, like Scrunchy does with her little happy dance when she finds a morel mushroom. That makes me happy. That makes me excited, right? She's enthusiastic about her accomplishment, and therefore she shows it. Mia is dead inside, just flatline. So, as a prophet of sorts, I can project into the future and see how my life would be if I hitched my wagon to Mia as a life partner. Mushroom season comes around in the spring. Morels. She's already done this. I tried to get her to go mushroom hunting with me this past spring. The response I got was, oh, I gotta work. That's your hobby. You enjoy that. That's one of your passions. You go out and enjoy that. By myself? Well, it's not as much fun unless I have somebody with me that's enthusiastic. My ex-wife did that to me. Mm-hmm. Oh, you go morel hunting. I got to go to a pool tournament with my girlfriends. And then I come home with a haul. And, oh, yeah, you found a lot of them. Oh, let's fry them up. And she would gobble down the rewards of the fruits of my labor. Yeah. Fishing. The example where she caught the bass. No enthusiasm. Yeah. Is she going to be excited about fishing and go, hey, let's go out and go fishing. I want to catch a fish. Scrunchy does. She's already said it. Yeah. Talking to her last night, she says, yeah, come up. We should go out and do some fishing for a couple hours. I'm like, there it is. I'm out in the shop. Once the shop ever gets built. And I'm wrenching on the Argo because I'm trying to get one of the Argos running so we could use it for mushroom adventures and stuff. And I want my girl to actually come out in the shop and spin wrenches, learn something, help out, contribute to the conquering of the mission. What do you think Mia's going to do? She's going to sit in here, do something in here, watch TV, read a book, and I'm out in the shop by myself, wrenching. Now, granted, I do like alone shop time, guy time out in the shop by myself. But it is nice when the trophy wife comes out to the shop and wants to help or is freaky and wants to knock one out on the hood of the car. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's a little shop wench. Shows up in sexy outfit and high heels. Just like the calendars us guys have on the wall of our shop. And yeah, only it's a calendar in real life. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice, pleasant distraction. Right? Right. I will stop what I'm doing if that walks in the door. But anyway, Going down a rabbit hole again. Mia, that ain't ever gonna happen. Oh, you're going out in the shop? Okay, all right, that's cool. So I basically told Mia, I said, this isn't working for me. We're done. Yep. Now, Scrunch, this is the title of the video, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Scrunch has already volunteered to come up here tomorrow and hang out and help with stuff. She's already volunteered to come down to the turd this weekend, spend the weekend helping at the turd, doing what she's good at doing, organizing, packing, cleaning, things like this, while I'm doing what I'm good at, building, creating, and remodeling. That's how a team works. Scrunch has volunteered to put her life aside, her responsibilities, yard work, cleaning her house, whatever, although she does that during the week. She knows how to prioritize and structure her time to allow her to be able to dedicate her time to somebody else. And she knows how to make that relationship work. Mia has no clue. Mm-hmm. Mia comes home somewhat early from a drive day, whatever, and she goes to sleep early instead of doing her laundry or mowing her grass or whatever. And then when the weekend comes and she has time off and she could be spending it with me, oh, I got to cut grass. I got to pick up sticks. I got 3 loads of laundry I got to do. I got to take care of little bitters. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I literally have not seen her since the time she came down for 3 hours one afternoon, or came up to the turd and helped me cut the blackberry brambles in the yard. I haven't seen her since. Now, she was screaming at me last night, "You don't ever come down here and help me. It's always me helping you." Okay, that's true. But I'm going to come down there and help you pick up walnuts and sticks out of your lawn and mow your grass and waste time away from my custom critical project that has to be accomplished before winter when you have a 14-year-old kid that lives next door to you that you have hired to help you do your lawn work for you, cut your grass, pick up your walnuts and your twigs, but you don't like him right now because you think he broke your lawnmower just because your lawnmower doesn't start? You think he broke it. Yeah. Travis broke my lawnmower. No, he didn't. No. So she has a grudge against the kid. She now has to do her yard work herself, and she expects me to take time away from my custom critical mission that has to be accomplished before winter to come down there and pick up walnuts to help her. The time will come when I can help her with her sundry little chores, whether it's that or here, if she wants to put in a garden, I can rototill the garden for her or something like that. The time will come, but now's not the time. Mia doesn't realize this. Scrunchy does. Yeah, it's frustrating me. So I've been thinking about this a while, and I asked God to show me the answer. Now, he's obviously not going to come sit here in the chair and tell me straight to my face, but he gives me thought patterns. And what he did, I believe, was caused me to do what I always do and sit down and compare the two people and weigh the pros and cons as far as what is my quality of life going to be like after I make the decision with that individual from here out. And with Scrunchy, it's most definitely going to be a much better situation. Now, what we have to do is we have to keep Scrunchy from being so sensitive, thin-skinned, and running away every time Kenny the Great One says something that pisses her off and she doesn't like. Right? That's what we got to stop. So I was joking around. I said, well, I guess I got to get a taser. And when I'm a smart ass and I make a smart ass comment and it pisses you off and you get all up on your hackles all up as you're packing up all your stuff and running for the door and loading up your car and you're out of here, I'll just hit you with the taser. We'll knock you out. We'll chain you to the bed. And when you wake up, you'll be chained to the bed so you can't go anywhere. And that'll give you time to think and recognize just how good you got it and reconsider your shoot from the hip reactions that you always seem to have. That's one idea. Second idea is to actually marry her ass. And now it's way more difficult for her to run away so quickly. There's a legal nightmare she's going to have to go through in order to get away from Kenny. And that would force her to calm down and think. That's the whole point of marriage anyway. Marriage, the institutionalized human process of getting married with a license and divorce and all this other stuff. That's done for that reason. Yeah, the judges will actually ask you in the proceedings, have you had time to think about this and reconsider this so that you're not reacting from pure emotion and anger and spur of the moment emotions? Are you sure you want to complete this process? And they make it difficult for you to run away. And they also kind of sort of impose some sort of penalty if you make a rash decision like that, shooting from the hip, right? Alimony, custodial support, lawyers' fees. Oh, yeah. It's all a ruse to get you to calm the F down, think about what you're doing, consider your options, and make an informed, wise choice. What do I gotta do? Marry her ass so she doesn't, it's like a leash, so she can't just run away, pack up her shit, and run like she did the last time? Hell, she no sooner brought her stuff in the house, her cats, her fucking fishing poles, all her other stuff, and I made some smart ass comment, pissed her off, and you're an asshole. And she's packing all the stuff back up, loading it in her car, drove away without a word. A taser would stop that. Yep, put some zip ties on the ankles, on her hands, throw her on the bed, let her wake up. Mm-hmm. Marriage would stop that as well. Okay, well, yeah, you're in for a 3-year process now to actually truly run away. So when I told Scrunchy all that, she laughed. But she actually, when I mentioned marriage, said something like, that's an idea. Like she was receptive to getting married. No. Okay. Anyway, so that's where we're at. Yeah. I broke up with Mia last night. She ended up hanging up on me. And she started over talking me. Yep, that's another thing a narcissist does. The old blah, 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 blah. They don't want to hear what you have to say, so they overshout you so they don't have to hear your words of wisdom, fact, truth, and reality. They don't want to hear it. They have created a false sense of reality in their head. They're living in their false reality. And how dare you, as a voice of reason, contest the reality they have created of their world in their head. Yep. So they overshout you so they don't have to hear it. Clinical fact. The diva did that all the time. I'd sit there and have a calm, rational conversation with her, tell her about my feelings, my emotions, my opinions, and she would get escalated and she would start over talking me and literally get off the couch and run around her apartment while I chased her, still talking, still trying to get my point across, and yelling and running away from me so she didn't have to hear my opinion, truth, fact, and reality. Yep. Classic, clinical, textbook, narcissistic behavior. Anyway, all right, I'm out of time. So we're going to sign off for now. I haven't even cracked open the little black box of misery. Here it sits. I'm going to do that next. See what kind of sweet hell I'm in for today. There's a bunch of parts sitting in my shop that I didn't order. Here we go. It's either DTR or some miscreant down at Central headquarters is pre-ordering parts they think will solve a problem. Yeah, I'm just a soldier. Other people think they know best. No, that's not how it works in Kenny's world. Kenny goes out and re-diagnoses every call, diagnoses it right, orders the correct parts if it needs parts at all. Like yesterday, I had one that was classic. I won't get into it. Um, and yeah, I solved my own problems. But, all right, we'll talk to you soon.